Let's go apartment hunting in Tokyo! The journey begins! I'll be checking out 9 inner-city Tokyo apartments ranging from tiny to luxurious spaces. I'd really like to find a modern 1 LDK apartment with lots of natural light, a decently sized kitchen, and a good location. So, will I find my dream apartment? Watch to find out. I didn't really know what to expect when we went on this apartment hunt. The first thing that you need to keep in mind is that most spaces are going to be very small. This first place we checked out was a 1 LDK, 25 meters squared, and it was pretty compact. The moment you walk through the door, you're in a modern kitchen. I liked that it was very new, squeaky clean. They had 2 burner tops, or like spaces to cook your food, which is honestly a huge plus in Tokyo, modern sink, and even space to chop your vegetables and leave your dishes. Right behind me though was a couple of steps where you go up and then you leave your bed there, a futon, whatever floats your boat. And that was so tight. I stretched my arms out. I couldn't stretch them out properly. I don't know, this was already kind of a big thing for me. I was like, maybe not, but that's what Tokyo life is like, so maybe I need to embrace it. But it's time to look around the other part of the apartment. So behind me is another space you can hang out at, I guess the living room, where next door is the bathroom. This was once again another compact space, once again modern as well, which I really appreciate. We had a washlet, modern sink, as well as a space already designed for the washing machine, so you don't have to think too much. I appreciate that. And our bathroom with a bathtub. Nice compact. I prefer a larger bathtub. I just like to stretch my legs out. This is pretty common in Japan. I might have to get used to it, unless my budget increases magically. Guess how much this place was? 137,000 yen per month. Now on to apartment 2. We're already kind of jumping up to a little bit of a bougier place. Knock, knock, knock. Hello, come inside. This is what I thought was the greatest place on our apartment search. This is a 2 LDK, 50 meters squared. It's inside of a high-rise building with views of Tokyo. I was blown away. I realized this is what I need. This is what I want. But can I afford it? Let's find out. The kitchen space, I was in love. It had 3 burner tops. We had a modern kitchen, plenty of tabletop space so I could cook all kinds of amazing dishes. We also had a really nice hose tap space in the kitchen, like you can pull it out, wash those dishes to your heart's content. And then we also had plenty of space to cook things in a grill. Also lots of storage as well. More storage, which is really hard to come by in Tokyo, so the fact that it's there is just amazing. I was falling more and more in love with apartment 2. There was also a space right here, perfectly made for not hiding, but your refrigerator. Now, if we go over to the other side, this is a 2 LDK, so yes, that means we have another room, and I suppose this is the bedroom with a wardrobe. We can put plenty of clothing. Pretty spacious, honestly. And then there's a balcony. Ooh. I would love to have a balcony like this where I can just wake up and say, "Hello, Tokyo!" before hopping into the bath. This bathtub was actually spacious. Look at me stretching out my legs. I'm living the dream, and it was once again modern. The whole place was just brand new, and I wanted to live there so bad. Plenty of storage for all my shoes. I really only have running shoes, so I don't know how many spaces I need. A nice washlet that's separate from the bathroom, and it includes Wi-Fi, plus these views. And I was wondering, a lot of the times when you go to apartments in Tokyo, they have these crisscrosses on the windows, so I asked my real estate agent what they were.
Yeah, so these windows right here are earthquake-resistant windows, and what I mean by that is if an earthquake occurs, the glass won't shatter and fall down.
Here's the deal though, it costs 212,000 per month, a little out of my budget. Just cry with me. Cry with me, cry with me. Alright, on to apartment number 3. So, this place was probably my least favorite out of all of them. The bathroom was just pretty basic. Of course, we have a washlet, so that's ticking some boxes. It was pretty normal, but it didn't smell great because they hadn't cleaned this place properly, and there was still leftovers from the previous tenant or the cleaners. So I was a little confused why this was left behind even though we were coming for an apartment viewing. This was a 1 room, very tiny, 27 meters squared, which I think is actually just slightly larger than the 1 LDK, but the just layout is not great. There's not a lot of privacy. I could see the neighbors directly across. And I don't know, I need a bit more sunlight too. So this wasn't exactly what I was looking for. We did have a little walk-in wardrobe, which I could fit in. So, ow, I hit my head. Good job, Sarah. But peekaboo. So this was this place and it cost $130,000 a month. I think that's kind of expensive for what it was. Okay, now we're on apartment 4. This was once again one of my top contenders. I liked it a lot more. We had so much natural light coming in, a nice spacious modern kitchen. We don't have gas this time. It's IC, the electric kitchen tabletop. We have a space for the refrigerator. It's elevated. I just could imagine myself living here and making cooking videos. That's all I want to do really in my life. Pretty happy. Nice and spacious, good lighting. This is once again a 2 LDK, so we have 2 rooms. It is also 38 meters squared. You have a little bit of a view. We're not too high up, but it's still a lot better than other places in Tokyo, I think. Here's the other room. I don't know, I have a thing for hiding in closets. I don't know why. Maybe I need to look into that. I was liking this place a lot. Let's go check out the other side of the apartment, which is where the bathroom is. I think it's nice. They have a really big mirror. They've got some wood. The bathtub is a little smaller again. I did hop in there, but we're not going to show that each time. It's a bit unnecessary. And here we can put the washing machine. And here's the washlet. Dun, 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 dun. Washlet is important. It's key. It's one of my must-haves. And then this was one of the best wardrobes I saw. Really nice and spacious right near the entrance. And then here's another one room that you can have, like, I guess a bed or whatever you'd like, an office space, depending on where you want to place your bedroom. But this was $270,000 a month. Very expensive. I would prefer the high-rise apartment with the views instead of this. Like, I don't understand the pricing. I mean, it always depends on where you're located in Tokyo, but this place, I don't know, they're pricing it that way for some reason. We've also got one of these intercom systems, which are pretty standard here in Japan, and a modern bathroom setting. And you can see that they've cleaned this place. Let's go apartment number 5. Now you might be thinking, whoa, what is this? This is not like any of the other places. Maybe I have a little money. Maybe I do. Or maybe I just wanted to have some fun and see what was available for very wealthy individuals in Tokyo, because that's what we're here for. It was inside the same building that the second apartment was in. And this is a 2 LDK. Once again, same size, 90 meters squared though. And we are even higher up inside that same building. This feels like what nice people have in their life. A huge kitchen. Look at this. I can already envision myself. I'd be here cooking pancakes, cooking steak, cooking noodles, cooking everything all day. And this was extremely modern. I mean, look at this. It's even marbled. Oh, chef's kiss. We also had something that's incredibly rare in Tokyo, a frickin' dishwasher, I think. No, that was the grill. But this is a fancy grill, but there will be a dishwasher beneath. Yes, we're pulling out the grill again. I really want the grill, I can tell. Yeah, it says grill. But below is the dishwasher. Oh, no, it's not. It's storage space. I swear there was a dishwasher here. Maybe not. I'm just looking. See, there's so many drawers that it's overwhelming, and I have never seen this many in my life. Here we go. There is the wonderful dishwasher. It is tiny compared to the ones in the West, but if you have been hand washing your dishes for 7 years and you finally get a dishwasher, it is going to be life-changing. I'm not there yet, but who knows? Now, this is me hiding inside, once again, another closet. Where's Sarah? Where's Sarah? Here she is. Hello. All right, time to go up the mystery staircase. Just kidding, we're going into one of the rooms downstairs, which would be a bedroom, I suppose. There's so many light switches. I think I've never been in such a large space. I'm just confused. You know, we saw the one room, the 1 LDK, and now we're in this giant place. Another closet to hide inside. I don't know what I was thinking when we were filming this, but I guess if I can fit inside the closet, it's a yes from me. And then over here we have another great view out the window. I'm just obsessed with views of Tokyo. That is all I kind of need to be happy in life. So yeah, the first bedroom, pretty spacious, pretty decent. The next part of the tour is going to take us to the bathroom, which is right next to the front door. And I think that's a pretty good location. You know, I often come home being like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I would appreciate that. Once again, a washlet. Hey, don't look in there. And we have our shoe storage space, which is pretty big. This one was huge. I don't know who owns this many shoes. I would just fill it up with Ugg boots and sneakers and thongs. For Americans, that's my sandals. And we also had a random outdoor space. I was very confused by that, but I appreciate it. Another mini balcony, but it's gonna get better, you guys. Once we got this mystery staircase, you're gonna be blown away and also understand why this place is gonna be as expensive as it is. Make your guesses right now in the comments how much you think this is. This is the second bedroom upstairs. I think it's got really great natural light. You've got a little view of the highway. And that day, we actually had a view of Mount Fuji out the window. Pretty impressive. You know, highway plus Fuji, best kind of highway, am I right? But this bathroom was insane. Massive bathtub, nice shower head, very, very Western, I feel. Feels like I'm at a hotel almost. But can you see this brown door? Yeah, that's a sauna. A freaking sauna. Some people are living these lives with saunas where they, I don't know, that kind of blows me away. This bathtub though, also excellent. Maybe in 10 years, everybody. But this place gets even better because when we go outside, there is a freaking hot tub, rooftop pool, whatever you want it to be, outside with a view of Tokyo Tower, Skytree, and Tokyo. I would have pool parties. I'm not even a party person, but I would think I would start being one. I'd be like, friends, come out here to my pool on the top of Tokyo in this incredible apartment. Have you ever seen anything like this? I sure haven't, but maybe I'll have a YouTuber party here one day. So I couldn't believe this existed in the same building as the other place. It cost a whopping 770,000 yen per month. What do we think? Should we get it? I don't think so. So we're going to apartment number 6. This is a 1 LDK. Yes, we've downgraded since the previous place. We have a little kitchen. This is one of the smallest ones I find. It's only a 20 meter squared apartment. And underneath we had an escape ladder. That was the first one I'd seen in all the apartments. Is that in all of them or just this one? I don't know. Right next door we have the bathroom. We have a nice washlet. Notice they're all modern. I have a requirement. This one was even Glad wrapped so people don't sit on it. You're not allowed to go to the toilet for these viewings, by the way. So make sure you go to the toilet before because otherwise you're going to be busting. I learnt my lesson. And you can't turn any of the water on either. Here's the mirror. I like the vanity. Very bright light. Bathroom shower. Once again, a separate one. You definitely don't want a unit bath, which is where they're together. This is a little tight, but you know, we fit. Cozy. And over here, we have a nice big window, so natural light coming in. Not the biggest space. This is the main living space. I suppose you put your bed somewhere along here and you have a view of the street. You have a wardrobe. One cool thing, not me stretching out, is that I noticed these lights are adjustable. You can move them. I thought that was pretty neat. I wouldn't mind having some lights like that. And once again, we have those crisscross windows, which I'm noticing everywhere, as well as a bar, which you can use for your washing, I believe. And a modern intercom.
So you can get to the closest stations within 20 minutes by walk. It's Komozawa Daigaku Station, and you can save time by using bus.
This apartment though was not cheap. It was 143,000 a month for this small space. So I thought we should keep looking. Now we're on apartment 7. This place was getting a little bigger. It was a 1 LDK that is 30 meters squared. I like that we had like a bit of separation and there's a sliding door and once again a wardrobe that I'm going inside. You guys should know by now that's what I do apparently. We can close these. I like the sliding mechanism, but I also was struggling a little bit, so I don't know if I should live in a place with these sliding doors. I feel like I might actually damage them eventually. Don't do that, Sarah. But there was not a lot of privacy. That's the one thing in Tokyo you'll notice. A lot of them haven't got a lot of privacy because you're like, the window is literally someone else's property. Okay, into the bathroom. I really like the wood aesthetic. We have pretty much the same size bathtub again, which a little small for my liking, but maybe I'll have to deal with that. And then we're going into the kitchen, which I feel like a lot of bathrooms are located right next to the kitchen. Guess that's how the layout is. I didn't mind this kitchen. It was a decent size. However, my biggest thing about this apartment was it was so dark because of it being on the ground level. Then we had the extra room, which didn't have enough sunlight. That's the thing. I'm like a plant. I need sunlight in every room. Otherwise, I just feel like someone who works from home and loves to just bask in the sunlight and feel alive. I just need more sunlight than this. But I know a lot of people don't mind, and so this place could be perfect for you. Yeah. So you might be wondering, how much is this place? Well, it's 135,000, which is expensive, but kind of standard based off everything we've seen. There was another apartment we decided to check out because it was in the same building, just upstairs a couple of floors. This is number 8, and once you come inside, it's pretty similar, but way better sunlight-wise. So depending on the floor and the position, it's a complete different experience. I mean, look how much brighter this is. I've learned from looking at all these apartments that you really just need to make sure you go in person and check out these spaces, because you don't want to go just based off pictures. You never know what you're gonna notice in real life, and you really need to measure yourself in all these tiny spaces like I keep doing. I don't know, I'm looking back at this footage and I'm like, what am I doing? Does anyone else do this? Give me some privacy. The first floor was exactly the same layout, and this one is on the 3rd floor. Same layout, but way better lighting. So it costs like an extra few $100s, which I personally think is worth it rather than living in the dark. Alright, so we haven't checked out the bathroom yet. So here's another modern washlet located right next to the kitchen, but you have to actually walk around the island to get there, which is nice. And yeah, overall, this place, not too bad. I think I just saw another ladder hidden in that wardrobe. So they are hiding in these Tokyo apartments. Especially when you're not too high up, you can use the ladder to escape. So good to know for all emergencies. I don't think I have a ladder right now. Just making me feel like I need to get one. All right, this place was 139,000 a month, and we're on to our final apartment, number 9. I thought this was kind of cool. It was 2 LDK, very spacious, 56 meters squared. One thing I've noticed is it doesn't matter about the 1 LDK, 2 LDK, the meters squared really changes a lot just depending on the apartment. So you got to keep that in mind. This place, the kitchen wasn't like an island type, but I still did like it. It had a nice modern design. If I had to pick though, I do really want an island one just so it's a little more integrated, and if you have friends over, it's easier to chat, but it's not the biggest deal. I liked all the storage space. We also had one of those grills, which is great, but no dishwasher. You know, I'm kind of not fussed about that. It would just be a nice thing to have. Lots of space for, I guess, a pantry area, and even up the top. Yeah, that kitchen had a lot of nice space. And then we have like a balcony outside, but next to the balcony was a bedroom where you can place a bed. Honestly, not too bad, cozy. We had a walk-in wardrobe. Yes, we're going inside. Yes, I fit just. And out we go. Let's check out the balcony view. I really like this one. I think all the Tokyo balconies just kind of take my breath away because I do not have one right now, and I think it would be so fun to just gaze out at Tokyo and breathe in the fresh Tokyo air, where I have allergies currently, but let's ignore that. Oh, it's a dream. And this one was actually connected, so you could walk across to the other side. Alright, this is the bathroom. Once again, really spacious. We have a space for the washing machine. Not sure what this space is. Here we have the second bedroom. This one was feeling a little dark for my liking, although we did have some light coming in. It really depends which way you're facing. South is apparently the best for lighting, so I'm trying to find one with south lighting, southwest, southeast, Tori Aizu south. And I'm going into another wardrobe. Then we have a toilet. And this was $236,000 a month, which is pretty pricey. What did you guys think? Which one was your favorite? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in another video, in another apartment, on another day. Because I don't know if I found my favorite.